And there are secrets of survival in business. My dad was in business 45 years. He said his secret to surviving was when he fired me. He said, I can go broke and starve to death by myself. Go find a job. And I did. And there's nothing wrong with a good job at all. But there are secrets to survival. And part of it is planning. You know, you start in year one with something in the bank, and then you plan to be today at a certain level, but actually you're there. Why? Why are you at the level that doesn't meet the planned target? And if you're like me, I get up every morning and the first thing I do is kiss my wife, and then I lean over and grab the cell phone and call my CPA. What the bank say this morning? Because that sums it up. The why is the most important thing that you have to concentrate on in business. And you got to understand why. And then you got to have the right proper guidance, counseling, and training why. I keep going back to the SBA. I can't tell you how much the SBA helped me. I keep going back to that because it's true. And I'm surprised that so many of my business friends and acquaintances don't deal with the SBA. And I get tired of telling them that that's where you need to go. And I just go myself. And I wave at them when I'm pulling the cruise ship is pulling off. But it's a reason why you have to have plans. Nobody gets anywhere without plans. The next step is else. Are you going up the staircase or down? How do you measure what your company is doing on a daily basis? Where am I? Come on, Ryan. So if you're not, 99% of failures come from people who have the habit of making excuses. George Washington Carver. When I'm in my office, people that come into my office don't come in with problems, they come in with solutions. I don't want to hear any problems. I got enough problems. I got 5 kids. 1 kid, 1 wife. I shouldn't say that though, really. But what's your next step? And have you planned the next step? Have you, in business today, you all sitting here today, what's your exit strategy? These are concepts that have to be reinforced over and over again. You have to understand them, and unless you do, your business is not going to be in the game. And so you got to develop strategic direction to be a long-term player. Now here's what you got to talk about. Are your customers sharing their strategic plans with you when you have your meetings with your customers and your clients? Do you know the supply chain cost of your goods? I said if you sell it for $9.95, are you aware that they've got to warehouse that product? Somebody's got to take care of it. Somebody's got to watch it. Somebody's got to report on it. Your $9.95 is just part of the iceberg. This thing is moving on me. Joe got another buddy. He want me to hurry up. And in all of these things, participate in the planning projects before the RFP goes out, and on and on and on. What supplier segment do your major accounts assign your company? How do they feel about you? Do you ask them? And these are things that we reinforce in our corporate marketing program because the considerations have changed. First of all, as a business owner, as a human being, you have to decide, are you really ready or are you just in it for something else? That's a personal question. Has to be answered. How do you prepare to compete? Quality and service were yesterday's focus. We give good quality, we give good service. So everybody else does too. So what else is new? Strategy and value are today's focus. You have to know what a sustainable competitive advantage is. Joe, I'm going to kill you. All right. It's on a timer, so I can time. But how do you recognize and develop, this is important, how do you recognize and develop a customer-targeted, sustainable growth strategy? And we have a whole segment on how that's done. And I've done it. And I'm always improving that. And so when you ask, are you ready for the game, it includes all of these 6 things. Analysis, strategy, tactics, execution, continuous improvement, growth, survival, and the best part about it is celebration. So in conclusion, let's go over what I talked about, the corporate marketing program at the Vets Group. goes through. And it's basically we've taken the best of the best of the best workshops, seminars, and people, the best of the SBA. You go out on that SBA website, you got to have a timer because there's so much stuff out there that could help you. But define the fields of play, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, I gave you the analogy of the baseball team. Probably they could win the World Series, but they didn't show up to the right. They didn't understand what game they were in. They were prepared to play in another field. You have to define the fields of play. There's a process to do that. And it's a methodical process, and it's always being reevaluated day after day after day. You got to build the right team. Nobody got anywhere by themselves. No one gets anything by themselves. I don't, you know, whether it's faith or whatever, however you want to roll it out on the table, you can't do it by yourself. But you got to build the right team. And if you borrowed $500 from your mother-in-law and she wants to be your accountant, you got a problem. You know, I work with a company now. The whole company got about 113 employees. The whole company is related. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to hire your brother-in-law. It keeps the peace around the house. But you got to build the right team. People with expertise. Even if you got to pay them more than yourself. You don't have to be the highest paid person in the company. There's a misnomer there, that if you're the highest paid, you might not even be the most important person if you run that company. You got to be able to recognize that. You've got to build the right team. Now, Joe, it don't want to go. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. Kick it. It's stuck, Joe. Anyway, that was the end. Close to it anyway. So, you know, the other stuff is just... Okay, there we go. Identify the right leaders. Are you the boss? Are you the manager? Are you the owner? Are you the CEO? Are you the leader? If you're the boss, are you the leader? Well, what makes you the leader? Have you gone into leadership training? Do you understand the difference between a manager and a leader? Do the people see you as the leader? How do your folks that work with you view you in the organization? You know, they're going to smile at you. This is critical. If you don't have one, you're going to be like a ship at sea with a big, powerful propeller and no rudder. You're going to be going full steam ahead, but you're not going anywhere. You don't know where you're going. If you don't take time to develop a strategy and ask people, how am I doing? What do you think about this? Should we do this? Should we do that? And be big enough to accept input and criticism on your strategy, forget it. You're not going anywhere. And we teach strategy as one of the key components at the Veterans Corporate Marketing Program. Strategy is key. Then you have to make a commitment. All that really builds up to the point that you're ready to make a commitment. Are you going to sign for that loan? Are you going to do that? So basically, execution is the most integral thing that you have to do. There's books on the market, strategy and execution. You know, there are all sorts of books and resources that we deal with, but we wanted to give you a flavor of what we're talking about in Are You Ready for the Game? Before Billy and the rest of them tell you how to do business with the federal government. Are you ready to even do that? Should you even be here today to hear that? Are you really ready to do business with some of these federal agencies? So consequently, there are two questions. Are you ready? And is your business in the game? And we can give you at g2nabvetsnv.org, if you send me your name, email address, contact information, we'll shoot it over to the Vets Group Regional Office in D.C. and we'll let you know when a workshop is coming your way. There are going to be several the rest of this year. There's going to be a symposium next year in Las Vegas, and we're going to cover some of these extensively. But we'd like to hear from you. G2@nabvetsnv.org. That will get the ball rolling. That will tell us who you are, and that will let us assign you to the right person. So, that's it. I really appreciate it. If there are questions or anything like that, I'd be glad. Yes, sir.
What information did you need at that website?
Just how to get in touch with We'll send you a form back that you can fill out, a real short form.
Will you put it back up?
Yes, sir. Where is it? G2@nabvetsnv.org. And if you just send your name, you know, your email address, contact information, you want to send a little bit about a little short statement. Let us know you were here, because this is where you heard about it. Because you will be hearing about what we're doing more and more and more. We're getting ready to do a national launch here in the next few weeks of the corporate marketing program. We got a lot of corporations asking us for it. They want to find you. They're adding veterans to their supply diversity thing. We're demanding that they do. It makes good business. Doesn't take brain surgery to figure out that that in this room could be the solution to some problems they may have in corporate America. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate the time. I hope it was helpful. I'm always available if you want to get in touch with me. Any more questions? Then I thank you so much.
All right.